Hey guys, hope you guys had a great week. I want to talk about Madison Cawthorne a little bit more. I did a video on him about 8 days ago, last Thursday, I believe. um, and it's like his life has gotten worse. And, talking to some people came to my mind ever since he brought up or he made those comments about sex parties and orgies by high level Republicans that they've been out to get him. Before I go any further, he is also being investigated. It's a pump and dump scandal, some type of the NFT, the cryptocurrency thing, I guess. Put money into it, and the next day, like it dropped out, and he's being criminally investigated. So this isn't just his political career making him look bad. He could go to jail. We had the video. I'm not sure if this came out before the sex party thing, but the video came out about he was sitting in a car with his cousin. And he's like he wants to feel a warm body underneath him, a sexy body, and he's sitting in the car, and the dude said, "Me too," and the dude reached across, put his hand on Madison's lap, on his crotch. We got the video. We got the pictures of him in women's lingerie, the bra and panties. He's on a cruise ship or something with some women, I guess. And then we have the most recent video. I just saw a picture of it where he's naked. He's humping another man's head. And he's like grunting. Talking to my dad about it, he made the point that, this is Western North Carolina he's representative for. They don't play that. And I thought to myself, and I've said this before, that there's plenty of Republicans out here who've been caught in gay scandals. There was one guy I heard about got caught having sex with a man in his office. There's another, I think he was going to bars and clubs and stuff, gay clubs overseas and stuff. There's plenty of these guys that wholeheartedly agree with Donald Trump's message. And they believe in the ideology that Donald Trump put forward. And they believe wholeheartedly that Donald Trump's America is reasonable. And simply because of their homosexual proclivities, they're going to be thrown out. They're going to be burned. Some of them have already been burned. Some of them it remains to be seen. Now, if this is just, as I talked about in the video, him just burning out and messing up with all these tickets and driving a revoked license and bringing a gun on the airplane and a loaded gun in luggage, whatever it may be, he is really he's messing up. And I talked in an earlier video about how if you get into high places and you're not there for legitimate purposes, I talked about how I would be someone who would make sure that I was the voice for the voiceless. I would make sure, that I'm there. Because you're not going to be in politics forever. Most people aren't. You're not going to be up there 20 years, 30 years, and you have a limited amount of time. And, you can use that time to make this world a better place or a worse place, a place where, a place where corporations run rampant, I think that, and let's be clear about something. I don't care about what Mr. Cawthorne does, what his sexual identity is, what he chooses to do on his behind closed doors. I don't care. And it shouldn't matter. And I want to be clear that the left shouldn't be out here outing people. And the left shouldn't make it a big part of their politics to humiliate people for being closeted or for having private lives. I don't believe in that. I'm not judging this man. We've all made mistakes. We've all fallen short. That being said, I've said this before, when you run your politics upon gay bashing, and I think he said they're trying to change our boys into girls and change the sexuality of the kids. And he said that mothers are some of the strongest conservatives there are, that mothers make your boys into monsters. And I mean, that's what he said. I think that when you walk that path of this holy roller high and mighty, and you get caught humping a man in a bed and you're naked, you should be humiliated. And I want to be clear about that. Not because of your sexual identity, but because you've been a fraud. That's the purpose of this video. He's a fraud. Now, his career is over with. And I was essentially saying that in the last video. His career is over with. But this, he could go to jail too. Criminal investigations. But, it makes me further believe that the true pedophiles in the Republican Party. That all this stuff about groomers and this is just, what did it say? Me thinking he protested too much. This is what this is. This is the pot calling the kettle black. That the true hedonists, the true closeted people in the Republican Party. That's what this proves, is that something he said, I'm not going to repeat, I'm not going to bring it back on here, but something he said was true, and he stepped on some toes. And I talked about in an earlier video that sometimes with conservatives, so much of it's fake, some of it's bullshit, so much of it is just to scare people and to anger people and to enrage people into action. But I really do believe some of these people are actually conservatives. And I think that sometimes they go after the wrong people. They reveal too much. And that's what happens because it's a game. They're not doing it to better lives or make the world better for people, regular working people. It's about cruelty. And things like that prove this. It's like there's movies about, police investigating people, and the police end up coming upon information that it's like a high-level crime. Like it turns, like Murder 1600 with Wesley Snipes, great example. Or there's another movie, Absolute Power. I think Gene Hackman was the president. He raped a woman in the White House, was it not Stallone? Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood was trying to investigate and figure it out. Like that's to me what that is from Republicans. Some of them, they come upon stuff that, hey, maybe we like men too. Maybe we like to mess around too. And then they expose it, and okay, you're gonna learn how Washington really works. They don't understand there's limits, that you can't go after everybody and you can't reveal everything if you're going to be a Republican. You can't be moral and be a Republican. You can play moral, but you can't actually be moral. It's sad because on one hand, years ago I would have been laughing, but on one hand, I feel like if he is gay, if that's what he is, and there's like cash out message between him and his cousin talking about like paying you for fucking me and paying you for giving me comfort, will keep me warm at night. On one hand, I feel like this is this man's business, and it's not my business or Young Turks or anyone else to expose that. And maybe he's just late to the party. He's just figuring this out now lately, that this is what I want. This is what I like. I don't, but on that, like I said, on that I feel bad for him, because he's walked down the path where he can't do that now. On the other hand, he's a hypocrite. He's a hypocrite, like I talked about with other folks. Anyway, thanks for listening.